Hi kids, Pastor Josh here again with another Bible story for you. Now, where we left off last time, Paul had just left the city of Ephesus. Now he's traveled through several other cities at this point. Now he's in the city of Troas. I know, funky name, but bear with me. Now, Paul does not plan on making a long stay in Troas. He's actually been here before. This is a city he's planted a church on one of his other missionary journeys. So his main purpose here is to stay long enough to make sure that the church here is doing well, encourage them to go out and teach more people about Jesus, and then he'll move on to the next place, probably a place that doesn't yet have a church. Now, things are going well. Paul stayed for about a week, but he realizes it's time to move on, but he wants to make sure that he's taught these people everything they need to know before he moves on. So they get together one night for a late night church service, and Paul, he does a very, very long sermon. Now, let me ask you a quick question. Have you ever fallen asleep in church? You haven't, right? Well, there's one guy I know of who could honestly say that wasn't the case for him. His name was Eutychus. I know, weird name. But Eutychus is a young man. He's part of the church in Troas. He's there at this service, and he's listening to Paul, but it's late, and Paul keeps going on, and he starts to nod off. Well, that in and of itself might not have been too bad a thing. Here's the real issue, though. Where Eutychus was sitting was not at a table or in a chair or anything in front of Paul. He was sitting in a window. And the room they were meeting in was on the 3rd floor. See the problem? So, anyways, as Eutychus falls asleep, he also falls out the window. And he hits the ground hard. Everybody rushes out to the street to see if he's okay, but when they get there, it's pretty obvious. He's gone. He's dead. But Paul, he rushes forward, takes Eutychus' body in his arms, and prays over him. And God sees fit to perform a miracle. And Eutychus is brought back to life. More than that, there's not a mark anywhere on him. He was obviously dead a moment ago, but there's no way he could possibly be dead now. So Paul, he gives everyone the good news. They start to celebrate. They head back in and they have a meal together, further proving that Eutychus is alive, because the dead don't eat. Then Paul continues on with his sermon. Goes well until just about time for dawn. So then he and his friends, they pack up their stuff and they head out. It's time to head to the next city. But they had quite an adventure waiting for them when they got to the city of Caesarea. And that's where we'll pick up next time. In the meantime, though, there's an important lesson that we have to learn from Eutychus. And that's, don't fall asleep in church. Seriously, though. When we don't pay attention in church, we miss out on what God is trying to tell us. God talks to us in different ways. One of those ways is through the lessons we learn in church. When we don't pay attention, we may miss a message God has for us. God might be trying to prepare you for something. But when that situation comes, if you didn't pay attention when he was trying to talk to you, how are you going to be ready? So make sure you pay attention, especially when you're in church, kids. You never know when God's going to tell you something.